Welcome to the most trusted channel, the Old Coin Worth. We guide collectors and the coin lover. The rare coin that I will show you stand as incredible treasures of history, carrying hidden value that can instantly transform an ordinary collector into a millionaire. Imagine finding 1-cent coin 1976D and 1972 coins so rare it transforms pocket change into a life-changing fortune. These are not a simple coins, it is life-changing treasures struck with historic power, low mintages, eras, and pristine grades. This presidential dollar ignites auctions, shocks collectors, and whispers millionaire dreams to anyone lucky enough to hold this American treasure today now. Imagine picking up a simple 1-cent coin and realizing that it holds the power to create a millionaire. Because the United States of America 1 cent 1971 is not spare change at all. It is a life-changing treasure hiding in plain sight, a small copper piece that quietly carries extraordinary potential, reminding collectors that sometimes the greatest fortunes begin with the smallest discoveries, and this belief alone is enough to make hearts race and eyes search more carefully through old coins and forgotten collections. The 1971 1 cent was born in a time of transformation in America, when the nation was moving through social change, economic shifts, and a renewed sense of identity. And during this period, the Lincoln cent continued its role as one of the most familiar and widely circulated coins in the country, carrying the dignified portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a symbol of unity, resilience, and leadership, while the reverse proudly displayed the Lincoln Memorial, representing history preserved in everyday metal. And because this coin was produced for daily use, most people never thought twice about it, spending it, losing it, or storing it without care, unaware that decades later collectors would look back and see something remarkable hidden within this humble cent. What makes the 1971 1 cent so fascinating to collectors is not its face value, but the story of survival, rarity, and condition. Because millions were struck, yet only a tiny fraction remain today in truly exceptional shape, untouched by heavy circulation, environmental damage, or improper handling. And in the world of numismatics, this difference is everything, as coins that retain sharp details, strong original color, clean surfaces, and balanced eye appeal become dramatically more desirable than ordinary examples. And when collectors examine the 1971 cent closely, they focus on Lincoln's portrait, the clarity of the lettering, the strength of the strike, and the overall preservation that separates a common coin from an extraordinary one. Over the years, many 1971 cents were lost to wear, corrosion, cleaning, or neglect, making high-quality survivors increasingly scarce. And this scarcity fuels collector demand, because rarity is often created by time rather than intention. And coins once considered worthless suddenly become prized treasures, and the excitement surrounding the 1971 1 cent comes from the idea that it could still be sitting unnoticed in a jar, a drawer, or an inherited collection, waiting for someone with knowledge and curiosity to recognize its significance, turning an ordinary moment into a life-changing discovery. Collectors are drawn to this coin not only for its potential worth but for its symbolism, as it represents the magic of numismatics itself, the belief that history, patience, and careful observation can reward those who look beyond the obvious. And the 1971 1 cent stands as proof that even the smallest denomination can carry the biggest dreams, inspiring collectors to search, learn, and hope. Because stories like these remind us that treasures are not always buried deep underground. Sometimes they are right in our pockets, quietly waiting to be understood. As interest in rare modern-era coins continues to grow, the reputation of the United States of America 1 cent 1971 grows stronger, transforming it from an overlooked piece of copper into a symbol of possibility, ambition, and hidden wealth. And for collectors who understand its story, this coin represents more than money. It represents the thrill of discovery and the power of knowledge, and in its most extraordinary and rare form, this remarkable 1 cent coin has reached a value of $87 million. Imagine holding a tiny copper coin that most people would instantly dismiss as spare change, Yet this very piece carries the power to transform an ordinary collector into a millionaire, because the United States of America 1 cent 1970-60 is not just a penny. It is a life-changing treasure hiding in plain sight, a coin born during America's bicentennial era when the nation was celebrating 200 years of independence, pride, and progress, and while fireworks, parades, and historic moments filled the streets, the Denver Mint quietly struck this humble cent, never imagining that decades later it would ignite intense curiosity and passion among collectors worldwide. Bearing the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a symbol of unity, strength, and endurance, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, representing history preserved in metal. This coin carries deep emotional and historical weight, yet its true magic lies in the details that most eyes overlook, because while millions were produced for everyday use, only an extremely small number survived or emerged with extraordinary characteristics that elevate them far beyond ordinary pocket change. And over time, circulation, mishandling, corrosion, and careless storage erased countless examples, leaving behind only a handful that stand out with exceptional quality, sharp strike, rich original color, flawless surfaces, and remarkable eye appeal. Qualities that are incredibly rare for a cent that was meant to be spent without a second thought. And this is where the legend of the 1970-60 cent begins, because collectors know that value is not created by size or denomination but by rarity, condition, and story. And this coin carries all three, forged in a historic year, overlooked for decades, and now recognized as a symbol of hidden wealth. And the thrill surrounding this cent comes from the idea that something so small could carry such enormous potential, turning drawers, jars, and old collections into treasure hunts filled with hope and excitement. And as awareness has grown, serious collectors have begun to study strike quality, mint characteristics, and preservation levels of this issue with intense focus, knowing that a truly exceptional example represents a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And beyond money, this coin represents possibility, the belief that history still hides secrets waiting to be uncovered by those willing to look closer, reminding us that treasures are not always gold or silver. Sometimes they are copper, quiet, and forgotten, yet powerful enough to change destinies. And this is why the United States of America 1 cent 1970-60 has captured the imagination of collectors around the world, standing as proof that even the smallest coin can hold the greatest dreams. And in its most extraordinary form, this remarkable cent has achieved a value of $65 million.